if I may.
Sure.
What for you is work? How do you think of work?
Yeah, I think work is almost sort of what you're employed to do in some sense. Like whatever your sort of job is, that's that like or even doing things for an employer would be work. And even I guess you could maybe extend that if you were doing like this podcast for me is probably work as well. It's just a bit more well, it's not more it just is fun. So it doesn't feel like work. And even though it's not necessarily for anyone. Probably would still fall under that. But I think if you were looking at it from a career sense, then I would say, yeah, if it's for the employer, then that's work.
I guess in a career sense, I agree with Fricka, but I think probably there are a lot of other ways you could, and this is a bit of a lawyery answer, there are lots of other ways you could interpret the word. I play soccer, that could be considered going to training, trying to improve. That's a type of work. I don't think it's limited to just rocking up and doing tasks for an employer, I guess. So there's lots of other ways you can interpret the word work. I guess, I don't know. It's however you want to think about it, really. I don't know. I don't know if that really answers your question too much, Michael, but
They're very good answers, and it's sort of stuff that will be revealed to you personally in your own circumstance. Life goes on. But James, do you prefer James or Fricker?
James is fine. My close friends call me Fricker though, because we have a few Jameses in our friendship group, so
right,
it
yeah,
tends to be easier.
I can't.
Yeah.
Oh,
I must say,
yeah.
I'm totally distracted by Meet the Frickers.
Yeah.
Uh, so, James, when you say do something for your employer, can you think of examples where you do something which is only for your employer? In other words, you have personally nothing invested at all.
Hmm. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, it's a good point. And I think even if I'm just thinking of like a basic task, like sending some emails or things like that. It's still a mutually beneficial relationship in that like they're paying you to do that, so that there's something in it for you in that sense. But even in terms of a career progression way of looking at it, I guess there's always in the things that you do are still driving your career forward and maybe make you more able to be employed or do other things for other people. So I guess there's growing your skill set is also something that
Hold on.
is beneficial to yourself as well.
Yeah, that was one of the words I was hoping you would get to, just to get the money for a while. But yeah, even things like a simple email has the potential to develop you around knowledge, skills, and value. Every interaction, if you think of it that way. So coming
Mm.
back to my response to you, in a funny sort of way, I don't see any more work-life balance because as I've had more time to read and think since I retired from the partnership in 2008, I now see work very much as what you do whilst you waiting for the real joys in your life. And once you are in that space, I promise you, you will never think of it as work again. When you largely, I won't say 100%, I don't want to go overboard, but when you are largely of the thought that I really love doing this stuff. Yeah, this is me.
Mhm.
I love the people that I'm with. Yeah, I love the opportunities that it's giving me to develop as a human being. Yeah, it makes me return to my family every day a really decent human being.
Mhm.
I no longer have any notions of leaving the work at the front door. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something to
And
strive for every day.
it's not
Mm.
easy. It's bloody hard because there's so much in life that competes with our attainment of that space. And I could start to talk about some of the awful challenges that your generation has about lifestyle and, getting the sort of money that enables you to live in a particular way and then being locked in yourselves and those closest to you about, you know, whatever else I do in life, I need a job that returns me a minimum of X dollars every month. And when young lawyers picks up your point, Peter, which has got a lot of honesty to it, when young lawyers from big law firms come to me and say, almost as an admission of failure, this isn't really for me. And I don't know how to tell my parents. I've got a job in the M&A department at Reels or DLA Piper or something. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Yeah. And I say to them, how important is money to you? Because if money is not terribly important to you as a lawyer, the world's your oyster.
Yeah.
But if the first thing you have to do is get a tick on not less than $100,000 a year or $200,000 a year, or being on that slippery ladder to partnership, all of that stuff, if all of that's there, then all you've done is closed off a huge number of options. It may very well include your authentic self.